Shoes.
Hello, fellow whovians, and welcome to the podcast of doom. Here I'm joined by other Doctor Who fans who will kindly introduce themselves now.
David, you first.
Right, I am the fucking idiot, anonymous time. That fella you know is from fucking Cardiff. And hopefully
Right.
these words are bleeped out, otherwise I'll be scolded by my parents.
Right, Dave. Right, my name is Robbie, who came up with, took on this shit idea. Who thought, what? Like, alright, it was just an idea. Let's make this a reality.
Yeah,
Alright.
and now is the reason why I'm dying in pain constantly. Fuck off, you can't.
I'm from County Durham, alright? There you go.
Well, I'm in Cardiff, so automatically jealous.
Right, who's next?
Hello, I am Sensei Ghost 84, and I'm just normal. I'm casually sadder than the rest of the people here. Although I think like that. I'll probably see weirder than these lot.
So he's gay, basically. Right, okay,
Oh, whoa, hang on.
Sure, damn. See you for it.
Moving on, who's next?
I'm the geek from the name, otherwise known as Oscar, and I have an addiction to Doctor Who.
Bloody hell, it's like drug addiction.
Well, it's like
It
an
is
addiction to
addiction.
Doctor Who. Sorry, an addiction to Doctor Who. Okay, I think everyone fucking has an addiction to
It's
it.
like one of those circles, you go in a big massive circle.
David,
I literally-
I snort each episode of Doctor Who every day.
Well, actually, hang on. At least we're not Dimmy Looming, who constantly has a fucking shag. No. Let me refrain. Refrain myself. The one who constantly shags the DVD copy of Scream of the Shulker all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the tablet, you can currently hear me speaking on desires a cock up. Now you've got to do it. You've got to do it.
Oh yeah.
We did this. We've technically. This is the second time trying to record.
So this is no. This is the 1963rd attempt we've had to do this, and I hope you can get the reference to this poem there.
Oh my god, oh David.
Please tell me you just got the reference I said there.
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't
Half
even
and a
hear.
half.
I said this is the 1963rd attempt we've had to try
Oh,
this.
fuck's sake.
Mmm.
Moving onwards, what's next?
Anyway, don't worry about this cringe moment because this isn't.
unearthly child. He is stupid twat. I can call on you.
I'm tempted to leave this now because of that. I tell you, it's going to be a battlefield for survival. Not careful.
Okay, let's get on with this.
Right,
Who's
moving
next?
on from the
Oh no,
cringe
that's
fest.
finished, isn't it? Right, basically, what we're going to be doing today, guys, is we are
Going to go through our list of our favourite doctors, top 5 favourite doctors.
yeah, and
Yeah,
our
right.
favourite
Episodes
episode
of
from
their
each
universe.
Doctor. Yes. Hopefully, you got your list ready because I still have it.
I still
I-
mine!
I have mine.
I just go from the top of my head. So who's going first? Should I
That's
go
what I'm about to
first?
do.
That
I
actually
think-
has been.
I think-
I'll
But
go
mine
first. I'll go first. Starting with number 5. Underrated Doctor, massively.
Jodie
I
Whittaker.
Oh no!
Overrated by
Well,
far.
she's not underrated.
No. The one who says he's too aggressive. It's like, the one
Wait, do
because he's too
multi-doctors
aggressive.
count?
So, for
no.
number 5,
Okay.
let's go with the man himself, the sex icon himself, your boy, Colin Baker.
Oh yes!
Mmm.
So, he doesn't like the multicolour coat. Right, let's go with his costume first. People say, or most people say, that his costume is crap. I don't think it is.
It's a great
I
coat.
think it just suits him by far. It doesn't. It's like, say if you see Jodie Whittaker wearing that, he just looks like a mess. Mind you, always is. With Colin, yes, he's aggressive, but he's only mostly aggressive in his in episode 1, which is obviously twin dilemma. But it's obvious that his severe post-regeneration trauma.
Yeah, that's what I tell everyone when they say call Maker like stronger companion. He had a messy regeneration.
And his coat, right? It suits him. He's like, it's the sort of thing. He
Gorgeous.
walks straight in the room. You see him walk straight in the room. You know he's in fucking charge. Straight as he walks in, you don't want to mess with him. Otherwise, he'll blind you with his multicolours.
Who's it? David?
But you're forgetting his greatest weakness: carrot juice.
Carrot juice.
David, what's your favourite episode from?
Oh well, I'll get on to that. Stop
It's
rushing.
Kenya.
It's like the reason how did he die? He smashed his head on the on the TARDIS console. No, carrot juice is the reason why. It's like Mel poisoned him.
I mean, you listened to
so,
the big finish, like the last story.
I haven't, but I know that they doomed him as
It
the
gives them a
Doctor.
great ending, like a great send off.
I heard it
the
was,
reason-
and I have it. I've yet to listen to it.
Oh, it's
Anyway,
I mean, yesterday I got the Lost TV episodes.
but that's not a big finish.
I know it's a big finish, but it's audio, isn't it? It's
But let's just get on with it now, Robbers. You wanted me to finish this? I'm now interrupting. Right. Now, this is the hard bit. Favourite episodes. I haven't got much of his era. I do have Trial of a Time Lord, and I do think the best out of episode of that, which James is going to strongly disagree with me here, is Terror of the Vervoids.
bye bye.
I mean, it's alright.
Trial of a Time Lord is one of the best classic serials I will ever watch.
Right. Somebody, if you talk to that to Slither in disguise, he will murder you with every inch of skin that's still sitting tight on your body.
I know.
Anyway, I think my first Colin Baker story I watched, owned, I think was Attack of the Cybermen, but overall, after watching the few of many I've got, so far the one I've seemed to settle on is Vengeance and Varos.
Good one.
Fair enough. And I think it's a very good, yeah, as you said, a very good episode. And I just can't believe how the hell they decided to do what. Because this went so well, especially not with Cyril's appearance in Mind Warp, because the Great Mind Warp was crap. How the hell Cyril's getting his own spin-off, I don't know. But I'm still going to get it. I mean, Sophie Aldridge's in it. Oh, that's giving me a choice. I said she popped on the screen. How the hell she got onto this, I don't know. Got onto it, I don't know. But when it comes, I'm definitely going to get it. Same with the faceless ones. But yeah, I'm going to settle on with that episode as my favourite. Now, number 4. Oh, come on, who can go wrong with him? Peter Capaldi. Not Capaldi, sorry, not Capaldi. I didn't like him much when I first started watching him, but first started watching Series 8. I think the episode that really took it on for me, was the second episode, which was obviously Into the Dalek. But I think what really
Gotta
made
be a
him,
good man.
what really made him up there for me, as well as being like 3 episodes that almost made me determined on like where he was my favourite Doctor. The new series was Before the Flood and Under the Lake, and as well as Heaven Sent. The thing that really made my decision had to be Series 10, out of all of it. Except from the Monk trilogy, because that was not really good. Well,
Yeah.
Lie of the Land
And
was the best one.
and
I think Lie of the
Hellbent.
Land was the best one out of it.
Yeah, that was Series
Lie of
9.
the Land was the best one.
Oh,
The finale was
That's
like the
serious.
best finale we ever had to.
But Series 10 was perfect. I think my favourite Capaldi episode out of the lot. So it's a weird decision, but it's the one I've seemed to enjoy the most out of Series 10. Knock Knock.
Face the Raven.
Well, no.
That's Series 9.
Series
Oh.
9, yeah.
Alright.
But Knock Knock, it's the only episode I've gone back to watch a few times after I watched Series 10, because I haven't watched Series 10 that much since its first original transmission. He basically uses the new series first Doctor. The way he's grumpy in Series 8, and then gradually works up to like the kind-hearted sub-doc like Heart lives before he unfortunately kills over and dies at the end of.
He does feel like a space
the
granddad,
tenth
Capaldi.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Let's forget about Dr. Disco because I was a bit.
And the stupid hoodie costume.
Oh, I
Okay,
like the
there's
hoodie
one-
costume. I think it really suits.
I do like. There's certain versions of the hoodie costume I like. There's just certain ones I
Yeah.
don't like. But the beginning of Series 9 just looks like he was wearing a set of bloody pajamas.
I mean, I think the tw-
yeah, I go on.
I think the 12th Doctor. I think Peter Capaldi is great when he's not given a shit script. The sad thing is, a lot of the time, Moffat dumps pure bullshit to him.
I mean, you can say that, but at the same time, he gave off a fantastic speech in the Zygon two-parter in Series 9.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
and I forgot about that episode completely because I haven't watched Series 9 in ages.
I think Series 9 is actually quite underrated.
I got that from CX, but I haven't even fucking bothered to watch any of it yet.
I got Series
I'll
9
see
from
it.
Morrison's, but I haven't bothered watching it. Yeah. Well, I've watched most of it, I just haven't bothered with most of it. Yeah, I think Series 10 was the best of Capaldi, and
Oh, yeah.
I think his best companion, if I had to be honest, is Bill and Nardole in Series 10, because Nardole was way better in Series 10 than he was in Legends of River Song. So
I think everyone took the piss out of
overall,
him.
oh, go on.
I was just saying, I think everyone took the piss out of him because he was going to be the companion, and he was quite, like, you know, like, quite silly in the Husbands of River Song and Doctor Mysterio. But I think in Series 10, he was actually quite, like, he seemed like an intelligent bloke who looked after the vault.
So, and I'm just going to flat out say what my favourite Capaldi episode is, and I've said it already. It's got to be Knock Knock. I don't know why, to be honest. I just loved it. It's atmospheric.
I think quite realistic.
So yeah, so number 3, it's between 5 and 2. I'm probably going to say the second Doctor.
good choice.
So, oh my giddy aunt, that was a crap impression. So, my first episode of Troughton. So, my
All of that scene.
so my experience with Troughton began
Jamie's
way back. I think it was in 2009 or 2010, or possibly over that. Where the Sun, not the newspaper, used to do those free DVDs
Oh,
in
yeah,
split cases. And I got the ones of, I think it was the Day of Armageddon, the Faceless ones, Spear from Space Part 1, Robots F Part 1 and Earthshock Part 1. And I think the Faceless ones was episode 1? Is episode 1 the missing episode? Or is that the one that's got slightly
Of what
part
episode?
missing? The Faceless ones.
No, episode 1 exists, I think. I think it's
Right.
episode...
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3 and 4.
3?
No, 2 and 3. Or was it 2 and 4?
I think
Anyway, that's
3
the first
doesn't
episode
exist.
I've watched. I couldn't remember anything about it from now because I got a memory like a bloody goldfish. Or a wiped hard drive.
No
And
comment.
Troughton, basically, as people call him, is the Cosmic Homo.
Yeah.
And he was perfect for the role as the second Doctor. And if they got another person, if I have to be honest, Doctor wouldn't be what it is now.
Well, he started off the regeneration.
Still. And I think his first episode really kicked it off. With
Power of the
Daleks.
That's
I think
that's the
if I had to
best
be honest-
Dalek story.
it is one of the best Dalek stories, I would have to say. And, excuse me. And I don't know what it is about Troughton that made him fit in the role so well. I think it's the way he goes from being grumpy like Hartnell to then being like a clown like he is.
I feel like the clown.
And the scruffy clothes, because originally it was going to be a pirate-looking thing. I
Oh
personally
yeah, with blackface.
Yeah, Black.
and then as the Canadian man himself, Sidney Newman said, make him a cosmic hobo, which is literally what determined who he is. The costume really bloody suited him.
Dave,
and,
basically,
Yes.
it suits Troughton being a clown. Like that.
Yes.
That is Troughton. basically.
Oh, hang
That's
on.
what you think.
I
Of
just
Trout,
remember-
you think of a clown, but in a good
See,
way.
I don't think Trout is actually a clown. I think he just puts on an act just so he can think like his enemies like befool him, and then when he does get into a situation, he like becomes like the Doctor.
Yes.
Then there's a thing with Troughton. He has a mood swing. He looks.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he's clowny. He looks a clown. Like, oh, you take the mick out of him. But when something goes wrong, he literally turns back into William Hartnell.
He'll be the one to sort it for you.
Basically, yes.
And then sometimes it can be used weak, and then it can be used useful. And sometimes it goes to the point where it can be almost as useful.
At
as
the end of
chocolate
the war
teapot.
games, you could just see how he was helpless.
No,
feel
the thing
sorry
is,
for
there's points of with Troughton or two, where it'd be almost as useful as a chocolate teapot.
Yeah, there is,
But,
where he just
to be
completely
honest-
goes blank.
But two is honestly, he's a fantastic. And if I had to pick out an episode that is on point, I think this episode is a stereotypical choice, but I think people would mostly agree
The
with this
Dominators.
episode.
Was there been?
No.
I love that. I do like that.
No, if I had to be honest, and I never watched this episode till the end of
Oh
last
my
year
lord.
because I got it when I was on a school trip. Don't judge me. You ready for this one? Because I think pretty much I do agree with this one. The Enemy of the World.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
that
great
one's
one.
very good.
I
Yeah.
love that one.
The way Troughton nails both roles as Salamander
Definitely.
in 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Especially
just
that final
brilliant.
like fight scene in the TARDIS. I love that bit.
Oh, just
Oh,
use.
that, yeah, I think pretty much everybody's favourite scene in that episode has to be
It's
the
amazing.
scene at the end when they
Oh,
both
just
And
use
now
Yeti.
I'm going to kill you.
Oh yeah. Just use Yeti. Oh no, and then we got 100 Whovians' favourite line.
From
What?
the Dominators. Alright, okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you about
Come on,
Salamander. He's trying to
Dominators!
destroy the world!
From the Dominators, where Jamie basically says, "Come on, Doc, the whole place is gonna blow."
Oh,
don't
no.
worry, Jamie.
Come on,
It's
Doctor,
only
the place-
localized
Oh no! I can.
It'll only affect the island.
Robbie, no, Robbie, let me do this. Let me do this.
Maybe
right?
so, but we have to be on the island.
Oh my word!
What?
Just the way he's like, oh, don't worry, Jim. It's only a localized volcanic eruption. Maybe, hang on, it only affect the island. Maybe so we happen to be on the island. Oh my word!
Or how about the unforgettable line from Underwater Menace? Nothing in the world can stop me now!
Oh yeah, nothing is evil can stop me now. So yeah, Troughton is honestly, if it wasn't for him, Doctor wouldn't be what it is today. So
Slightly
moving on
off
to my
topic. I
second
know this
choice.
is from 3,
Oh, go on.
but I love
No,
the
Robbie,
scene in
we'll
the
save that.
first
We'll save that for a minute. We'll save that
Okay,
for a minute.
Did
So-
you say third Doctor?
So number 2, come on, who else deserves it? The man himself, the brown teeth and curls himself.
Tommy
Like, just like
Baker.
Tom
Teeth
Baker.
the teeth and curls himself. It's your boy.
Oh,
Baker.
yeah!
Yes.
So,
yeah.
who else can
What do
wear
you
a
think
long
is
multicolored
orgasm
scarf than him?
I really think you're mad.
So it's got to be Tom. It's got to be Tom. And I don't know what it is about Tom that made Doctor Who so bloody popular.
I
think it's just-
he is the Doctor.
I think it's just him.
That is like the stereotypical version of the Doctor. Like,
Yeah.
he is. You think of the Doctor, you think of Tom Baker. You know?
You think
and
no, you think of the Doctor.
Scarf.
You think of the Doctor with like a man, like a mass intellectual scientist. Really, inside just a fucking clown.
Tom Baker is like
He's a-
everything that the Doctor should be. Funny, like a granddad.
Funny, a granddad intelligence.
Intelligence, yeah.
And has a great sense of humor.
Definitely.
Obviously, though, that didn't go to show him near the end.
Do you like a
He was,
jalebi?
he was drying out a bit near the end.
Oh yeah, because he
Keep it
hated,
short.
He's
He's
still
one of my
giving it the
favourites.
I
best.
think he
He
was
was still
quite
giving
tired
it-
of the role at the end.
and he
Yeah,
hated
but he
John
was still
Nathan
giving it
Turner.
his best.
Nah, but I did.
Oh, yeah.
I do like Keeper of Sharkin though. I think that's a very good story.
So I think the companion,
Dark,
I've like seen him most relate with. I don't know. It's for me. If I'd about, I do like Sarah, but I don't like her that much. I don't really like it. Well, I do and I don't. I'm not like an on-off relationship.
I
with
don't
her.
like her in the Mask of Mandragora and Hand of Fear. She does get a bit sassy.
no to a salami sandwich.
Damn words.
But
Yes.
with Tom,
Oh, what happened to him? Oh, him.
he just works. Like you see Tom, he starts saying one line. There's the doctor for you already. He doesn't need to do anything to be the doctor.
Dude.
I think he just has to.
Oh, what happened to him? Oh, him. He died.
It's like also he's the same with Troutman. He could be funny and comedic, or like a comedian or a clown. But then when you annoy him or piss him off, he becomes a living nightmare.
Especially in the Seeds of Doom.
The Seeds of Doom.
Oh god! To the
Oh,
point
yeah,
where he
he's
breaks-
literally-
Oh god, no! In the Seeds of Doom, to the point where he breaks John Chalice. He breaks his neck, or Scorby as he plays. In
Oh no!
Seeds of
And
Doom.
when Scorby's just like running out, he goes like, "Scorby, Scorby!"
It's like Scorby, Scorby!
Yeah.
I do like
So,
his performance in The Key of Time quite a lot.
Have you seen the brain of Morbius? The brain
Yes.
of Morbius is good, but the end is how they just
Confession,
kill
I
Morbius
haven't
is
seen
fucking
it yet.
Weird. Morbius, when they kill Morbius, it's just weird. He trips over and dies.
Yeah, he trips and falls off the cliff. Or
You know, David,
it's
he
worse.
hasn't seen it yet.
It's worse than Hand of Fear when literally, like, the bad guy gets defeated because the doctor trips him with his scarf.
Anyway, now I won't keep this long because even though Tom's my second favorite Doctor, I can't really think as much of it on top of my head of why I like him so much. But let's crack this down to the favorite episode of Tom.
Pyramids of Mars.
So originally, before I kicked it off with collecting the DVDs. Classic DVDs. My first Tom Baker episode is one I didn't enjoy that much because it was at this time where I couldn't watch the classics because I thought it was too long. Mind you, now that's just a pity excuse now because I will literally watch watch classic movie at any time now. As right now, at the moment of talking, I've got Remembrance of the Daleks in the background. But originally it was Genesis because that was the first fourth episode I think I properly kicked on with. Recently, after watching it so many times, after first discovering it on a Twitch stream, that happened, I think it was the repeat in February. If I had to be honest, my favourite Tom Baker episode so far, and I think it may be one of my favourite classic episodes of all time, it has to be, excuse me, The Seeds of Doom.
Oh, that's also my favorite.
I don't know what it is, but there's just something about that is just brilliant. And I think because I think I know one reason it is. It's during the time when it's the Holmes Hinchley era, which is literally, I think everyone can agree, this is the best era of Doctor Who. Like, here's an example of one of the best episodes. Talons Wen Chiang.
That's why I say that. That's my favourite Tom Baker story. Besides the race, I love it.
Like, it's just brilliant. I literally can't say anything about Tom. Just say that he is the Doctor. End on. We can't say anything more. Well, you could if you think it'd be like Clever Dick Films could say a whole paragraph on why Tom's good as the Doctor.
I love one of the opening scenes where Leela comes in the TARDIS, goes, "What are these species?" And Tom goes, "Cockneys, I think."
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a try with their Cockneys. Oh
Yeah.
no,
Cockneys,
the line,
I think,
what he does in
yeah.
the Seeds of Doom when Scorby asks him what happened to him, and Tom goes in a paragraph on some guy, and he goes, "Oh him, oh he died."
Oh yeah.
Or the one.
Oh him,
where-
oh he died.
Or the one bit, or the one bit where he's talking to the government representative, and he puts his feet on the desk, and he's wearing those ugly ass.
Oh his name's off the top of my head. What's his name? Oh god, what's his name? His
Oh,
name's gonna pop up into my head any second now. Dunbar.
Oh yeah.
Dunbar. I got it there in the end. Actually, well, I didn't get it in the end. I just picked the DVD out of my shelf and just looked at the out of the commentary because he's in it. Anyway, so yeah, Seeds of Doom's got one of my favourite Fourth Doctor episode.
Harrison
Now-
Chase is also great.
Number one.
I think it's quite obvious.
Now,
isn't it?
who else deserves this spot
13.
than the sex icon himself?
Oh, you're getting me stimulated.
The old bloke, the man who cannot be beaten by pulling off a cape, throws in a smoking jacket, and still look like a fucking sexy badass.
Yeah, no,
The man himself,
horny.
the man I would probably go gay for any day, John Roland Devon Pertwee. Or John Devon Roland. It's John Devon, no, sorry, John Devon Roland.
How dare you get his name wrong?
That's an offence at the highest
Now.
level.
Honestly,
Oh.
John is a god. Now,
Why are you fucking
my first
What a
experience with
splendid
John.
idea.
Now, let's kick this off. So, as I mentioned earlier about the Sun,
More like let's rub this
the
off.
free DVD Sun releases of Doctor Who, of the classic series. My first experience with John was Spearhead from Space.
Ooh, good one, good one.
Unfortunately, though, there's one problem with this. Because I wasn't much into the classic Who at the time, because it was a free DVD, it was only one part of an episode.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh.
it was literally, it was part one of Spearhead from Space. I kept on watching it over and over and over again, just wanting to know what would happen, and I never could find out. Until February 2017, when I went out for a day, in a second-hand shop, I found the special edition of it, and without a shadow of a doubt, I made no regrets with buying it. Then the first day I watched it, I loved every second of it. And I know it's a bit early now, but I'm going to say, if I had to be honest, as well as another episode which I'll go on to now, which I'm going to say is one of my favourite episodes of John Pertwee, my favourite Pertwee episode of all time has got to be Spearhead. I don't know why.
Great choice.
Smith,
It's-
Dr. John Smith.
And I've had to be honest, as well as being John's best episode ever, and I think it's my most favourite of all time, I have to be one honest, it's the best, and I have to repeat, the best post-regeneration story ever. I don't know, and also, another thing about this,
What you on about? It's a woman who felt with. What you on about?
another thing about this episode, and I think this is just like the most down-to-earth monster they could think of, the Autons. Come on, I mean, they're
But
better
they are
in this
pretty
episode. I think they're better in this episode than they ever are.
Friendly
Yeah.
budget beast right there for you.
I don't know why I love this episode so much.
There
I've
was one
watched
scene.
it. I've watched it to the point where it almost become a bloody tribe.
There's one scene in this
I-
episode which
I-
If you got £1 every time you watch the episode, you'd be rich by now. Can you just say that?
No, Robbie.
Yeah, you would
Right.
be rich.
If I'm clever in editing, I would edit a sound clip here, but I probably won't because I've got the amount of gold which is pretty insane. If I had £1 for every moment I've watched Spearhead from Space, I'd probably be a millionaire by now. Then there's just Who Wants to Be a Millionaire theme playing. So yeah, John he's just brilliant. Honestly, I don't know what it is about him, and I think with the war games where you don't see his face, I think it's gives suspense as you don't know which Doctor it is, and then you've got his face appearing in the title sequence.
Was
It's a
this
bit of a
Doctor not
letdown,
even
but
announced yet?
I don't think so.
No.
Because in the classic series they kept it really quiet, and then they got the new series, got it within the first instance they get hired on the job.
See, I'd like it with the next Doctor if they just, like, didn't say that it was going to regenerate and it just
Yeah,
happened.
keep it a surprise.
Did they do it canon?
So I'm gonna yeah, I just can't say anything about John. I mean, there's not a single episode at the moment that I've hated of John's era. Because originally I said I hated the Carnival of Monsters. I've never seen it before.
Oh, Carnival
Critical. And then when I got the season 10 box set, I watched it, and I regret every word I said of it because I loved it. And basically, yeah. Now let's go into the hard choice. Favorite episode of John Pertwee. Well,
Spearhead.
I've said Spearhead, yeah, but I've got multiple choices. I just think of multiple episodes when I count them on this. I know there's another thing I'm going to say about Jones. I forgot
You
to
can blow
say.
yourself to Kingdom Come!
Kingdom Come? You mean Kingdom Come? Favorite? Right. If I had to be honest, the best era or the best season of Doctor Who ever. I don't think this will ever change. This will ever change for me. Season 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Speedy Evan Space. Brilliant episode. The Silurians. Again, good episode. The Ambassadors of Death. Even though the title sequence is a bit of a piss take with the constant
And
in terms of every beginning of every episode. And then we've got the god tier episode, Doctor Who, right? Almost finest and best. Inferno.
Inferno.
The one thing I like about one of the many things I like about Ambassadors of Death is how Dr. Totalitarian, whatever his name is, his accent randomly switches to Russian and then to French, like various points in the episode. It's great.
Ew.
Remember the scientist who was kind of a big guy? His name was like Dr. Toad. It was like Dr. Totalian or something like that. I forget.
Tentalian.
Hold on.
Oh, Dr. Tentalian in
Dr.
Death.
Totalian, and he randomly goes from like Russian to French. He randomly
Doctor, give me that tape! He's thinking, you fucking German now.
Yeah, he randomly switches from like his accent is all over the place in Europe. Like for one second it's French, then it's German, then it's Russian. He can't decide.
He comes in there and, Doctor, give me that tape! Yeah! Okay, that was.
Go, comrade, I want tape.
There's one bit I want to quickly say.
I want DJ, but...
No, Pete, you were saying?
There's a scene in Spearhead which I absolutely love, which absolutely makes it like one of my favourite openers, and it's just when Pertwee's in bed and he's looking at the nurse and he goes, "Shoes."
Oh no!
Shoes!
Oh no! No! The doctor comes around. How are you feeling? Shoes.
Shoes.
I beg your pardon. I'm feeling shoes.
So much for visiting us today.
Thank you for having us.
Right.
Then the one.
I know, like to add one more thing. Another episode, right? Now, some of you might judge me for this. I adore. I think it's completely underrated.
Now.
I think this episode deserves way more love, and you may kill me for this. Ready to hear what episode it is?
The Time Monster?
Day of the Daleks.
Oh no!
That one's pretty. The remastery of it is very good.
Yeah, I think the special edition. Right, I'm saying this now.
Remastered special effects are great.
The
but
special edition.
the story,
The
I can't
special
stand.
edition. The special edition. Literally, I can watch the other version without watching the special edition.
Yeah, the special edition is much better because it adds in more Daleks. The battle between you and the Daleks is a lot better. It's just better, and like the Daleks don't have that shitty weird voice. It's Nicholas Briggs actually giving.
Oh no!
Shit.
Whoever is operating the time machine is an enemy of the Daleks. All enemies of the Daleks must be destroyed. Exterminate them!
They go up for fucking ever.
They're like a Starman getting raped.
Alright.
Well, who voices the Daleks in that story? It wasn't Roy Skeleton, I don't think it was Roy Skeleton.
No, it wasn't.
Let me go now, my dear.
If you want Sensor to go first, he might have to go in a minute. Probably his timing.
No, I'm fine. Since I'm,
Oliver.
since I've actually moved to my bedroom, I've got to look another round.
And actually forgot he was here because he went quiet for a few minutes.
Right,
You've
so
been
what?
talking for 20 minutes straight. That'd be quite the don't.
So what we are doing now, we are going to do my top 5. So basically, my number 5th has got to be, and it has changed from the last one, and you're going to hear a reasoning why this has changed, alright? Let's be all truthful here. I choose first for my first opinion from number 1 just for diversity, alright? Which was stupid. So now what I've done now is he's 5th. So now he's 5th.
I know who it is.
So basically, first is great, isn't he? He's just fantastic. The way how he can be this old man, right? 50, you would believe it being 50 fucking 5. How he looked like that, I have no idea. But and how he was just so old that he could hardly bloody move and play that role that, well, other doctors showed, well, you had to be very athletic. He just showed that he could be grumpy, but he could have the best lines. There's many lines I could pick out from the first Doctor's era because his how he delivers his lines with so much passion and enjoyment. Because he was the man that started it all off, and he was the man who loved the show as much as we loved him. You know what I mean? So I think we've just got to congratulate William Hartnell.
Activate the fornicator.
Have you got no emotions, sir?
Oh, right.
Have you know?
I mean,
So,
it's disgusting, but still, I'm
I
starving
think
here.
First is just brilliant, and it eventually
One thing, hang on, along the line of the first Doctor.
autobiography.
Now, let's talk about David Bradley a second. I would say he's kind of crap playing one in Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah, I preferred him in
But-
Adventure in Space and Time.
Adventure in Space and Time, honestly, is beautiful.
See,
and
I'd rather have that than the 50th.
Yeah,
why can that be
because
the
it
50th?
just shows his life it basically brings William Hartnell's life.
Yeah, and Mark
Come
Gatiss,
to
and
our
you can tell
screens.
Mark Gatiss is a first Doctor fan, and Stephen Moffat does not like, and Stephen Moffat obviously hates the first Doctor.
I know Mark Gatiss isn't like that much, but I wouldn't mind him being head writer. To be honest,
I mean, his stories are all right. All of his stories show that like he really still does enjoy.
Well, one
Doctor
episode
Who, thinks it's a fun show.
One episode he
I can't
wrote
stand any of his
was
episodes.
one episode he wrote was The Unquiet.
That
Yeah.
one was
I'm not a fan
good.
of that.
I like that episode.
Victory of the Daleks was shit. It was a waste of a concept, but I'll get into that on another episode.
I've never
Hang on,
liked any
I
of
am
them.
your soldier. Fuck off, you Power of the Daleks ripoff.
Yeah, I Am Your Servant.
Hang on,
was literally,
sorry, that's basically what the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was. I Am Your Servant was literally one of the best scenes of Power of the
No. But the
Daleks.
thing is, no, Sensei, James. Literally, it is a ripoff because literally,
Yeah.
the Daleks they work with the humans just to build up their empire.
Yeah, I've
Then the
seen them
Doctor
both.
the Doctor pops up, then the empire gets rebuilt and they win. Well, they didn't win at the end of Power.
So, right, okay. We've kind of swung off from the picture of William Hart, but my favourite episode from his era, this is quite difficult. It came down to about 3 episodes, alright? Actually, I would say probably stretch it up to 5. So, 5 episodes here, which I was debating on, is we've got obviously the 10th Planet, the War Machines, the Time Meddler, the Daleks' invasion of Earth, and one that, well, people think might be quite surprised at, the Space Museum. Okay, I like that episode. I love
The first
it.
episode was good.
How they ended up being invisible, and then they're in a different dimension, which was a bit crazy, but I sort of understood it. And then they ended up basically looking into the future, and then got pulled back into the past, and they were trying to prevent what they saw, which was them being an exhibit in the museum.
oh, and that scene with Hartnell mucking around with that Dalek.
Oh, yes.
He does have a rather joyful laugh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my dear boy.
Oh, somebody's made
check
a
this in, my dear boy.
completion video of all the moments he's laughed.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And one of the another best thing about William Hartnell are all of his line flubs. Like,
Oh, definitely.
it's a madhouse. It's full of Arabs.
I think my
Chesterfield.
favourite episode has got to be the 10th Planet out of those 5 I've just mentioned.
Anti-radiation.
The way how he can be old and grumpy, like I mentioned when I was explaining why he was 5th, but then being able to still have one of the greatest lines and still pull off a very, very good episode, which is the 10th Planet. He pulls off such a great episode, even though he was hardly in it, and he could hardly bloody move. He probably is one of the best Doctors, and he's the reason why the show started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
My boy.
Right, we're looking at number 4, okay? And I think, if I'm
Send
correct,
them to the
it is.
security kitchen.
Okay, and number 4 is number 60 boy, alright?
Ooh.
Oh,
We've got 60
Colin or
boy here.
Pertwee?
We've got Colin.
Oh,
Colin.
His lovely coat.
Colin!
Colin!
What do you
You are the best
Thank
that you
Ooh!
Greatest things.
I just love your ass. Please don't sue my idiot, stupid. Oh shit!
What?
what?
I can imagine now,
right
after we've done that, just an edit I put and of just us singing along with Bohemian Rhapsody, all the lyrics just about Conor Baker.
60 is, well, he just
6.
fabulous.
Talk about a sex icon.
Sexy 60.
The way I just like his aggression. Actually, people might think, it's a bit, or it was too aggressive to play the Doctor. But I feel like the Doctor never really showed his like real aggression until we got 6. You know what I mean? He has it's his like role. You know what I mean? Him being aggressive shows the fans that why he's aggressive because he tries to get things done, all right? And he's like a things done Doctor, and he wants to get this situation done. He's not. He can be joking around, but he isn't as much as previous Doctors and things like that.
Yeah, and the 5th Doctor was all polite, and generally like that got him. That made like the situations he was in go tits up. So that was the Doctor and I think the 6th was the Doctor reacting to like how the 5th Doctor was so positive and nice, he couldn't get a lot done.
Oh yeah, hang on. There's a point to prove that. I guess a reaction at the end of Mind Warp when Perry gets killed.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, when he goes, "You killed Perry."
The way he goes, the way he goes, you killed Perry.
Yeah, the line is so touching. But then you get shit like Time Lash.
You can just see his eyes to the point where he just wants to
great.
start crying.
The thing is, I think he has one of the my favourite line in Doctor Who history. And I think
no.
He is.
Carrot juice, carrot juice.
Daleks,
Daleks and Tauren Cybermen! This are the nursery compared to us. 10 million of absolute power! That's what it takes to be really corrupt!
Love that speech.
And I just spat all over my TV.
First, if I hadn't visited Ravelox as I intended, the High Council of Gallif... No, I can't remember it now. My favourite episode from 6 is definitely got to be, my dear, it has got to be Attack the Cybermen. It's got to be Attack the Cybermen.
There goes any censorship out the window.
Well, I'm not censoring any of this.
So my favourite Colin episode has got to be Attack of the Cybermen because it is very, very good.
See, mine is the most controversial one ever, and people hate it. And I'm not even joking, but my favourite Colin episode is Time Lash.
Oh!
I know people are gonna despise me, kill me.
You choose some fucking you have some controversial opinions.
I have some very controversial opinions.
Okay, there's only one good thing I can say about Time Lash. Actually, 2 things. One, there's a picture. Well, let's say 2 things. Right? There's 2 good things about this episode. One, the guy who plays Professor Chronotis in Shard is in this episode, and there's a picture of John Pertwee.
A nice mural of him.
Oh no, David, there's a 3rd point. Chris Chibnall doesn't do it.
Fair enough.
Well, isn't that 3rd point applied to every single Doctor Who story up to season 11?
No. 42.
Oh yeah.
That's shite. Just have some very aggressive things on the Doctor. And there's one point where I think he does go a bit over the top with Perry. Perry just gets slapped around like she's a newborn baby. I just really do think this. I don't even know what we can say about it anymore. But Attack the Cybermen is not my favourite Cyberman story, but it is definitely a great story in 6's line.
Unstable!
Unstable!
which Ian Levine apparently wrote.
It's got some.
Be right
It's
back.
got the
Get to
best
the load.
music. It's got some very good music in that episode. And
When I edit this shit,
and it has a battle between with Cybermen. So
well,
There
if
you
you
go.
want to talk about rave, Remembrance of the Daleks.
Fuck. No. No. That's basically what it is. I can't do it very well.
Wait, since we're on the topic of Colin, can you do Doctor in Distress?
Oh,
Oh,
God,
fuck's
no.
Doctor
in distress!
Let's all
Oh no, that's like a perfect song. It's like, what is it? Okay, I got a perfect thing for this. No, what is it? Okay.
No,
here we
Ian
go.
Levine wrote.
Doctor in distress!
right, let's get on to my
And it-
number third. Right, okay. Third
Jibby.
is obviously fourth. So
Ah yes, you.
Tom Baker. And
Ah yes, you
I
silly excuse for a
basically
cunt.
said my reasons
like a jelly baby.
in David, but I'm going to say them again. He is basically the stereotypical version of the Doctor. When you think of the Doctor, you think of him. You know what I mean? Like he is the man.
And a good way,
When you first saw him in Robot, when unfortunately John Pertwee had an STD and died.
He didn't die radiation, we didn't die from. I got an STD with the catcher from, the fucking great one.
Then there's that weird model tank.
Oh no.
I got an
What did you
STD
die
with a
for?
spider.
Doctor, I don't know. I had to face my fear. But what's your fear? Jimmy Savile.
What's your fear, Chris Chibnall?
So yeah, as soon as he starts talking in Robot, first episode, he basically just fit into the role of Doctor straight away. He's got everything that you need for the Doctor. He's got charisma. He's got, well, in his earlier stories, he has charisma. He's funny. He knows how to be serious. All right. He's intelligent. All right.
Oh,
And he's overall, well, a nice person when he has to be, and a dark person when he has to be. Dark Doctor. So he is probably the best. Well, one of the best Doctors. He's just brilliant. But my favorite episode, from Tom Baker's era, is actually very difficult because there's many good episodes. I mean, you've got obviously the Keeper of Chalk, like I mentioned earlier, but you have got well, you know what I mean. You gotta say that Destiny of the Dark.
You disgust me.
I'm taking the piss.
Next thing you'll be saying is Horns of Nymon.
So basically, the whole.
Oh no! So basically, my favorite episode is Nightmare of Eden.
Oh, so basically, my favourite episode ever of Doctor Who, has got to be Underworld.
Oh God, you disgust me.
You know what's gonna be the
Nothing in the world can stop me now.
No one can stop me now.
So, what's your favorite Tom Baker story? Chris Chibnall.
That'll probably change. Set Your Death is probably my favourite.
Bye bye, Duggan!
Bye bye, Duggan.
Because like they
what's that on?
It's got my favourite one-time companion, which is Duggan
Oh.
in that story.
What a delightful butler! He's so violent.
And
What a wonderful butler. He's so violent to live.
I forgot one thing. Tom Chadbourne, who plays Duggan, also comes back in Doctor Who after 4.
Oh yes, yes he does.
He
He
comes back in Trial of a Time Lord. He's in the Mysterious Planet.
Oh, so he does, yeah.
Did
Oh.
you do that guy in that black helmet who basically helps the Doctor, and at the end, at the cliffhanger of one of the episodes of Mysterious Planet, Six asks the character, who are you hunting? And the guy goes, you. And he shoots the bow and the episode ends there. Obviously, he kills the guy behind him.
Oh yeah, another great thing about Trial of the Time Lord is how most of the cliffhangers are just the Doctor and the Valeyard staring back at, looking back and forth, and then the Doctor reacting to something the Valeyard said.
I think isn't like nearly every single cliffhanger on Trial of Time Lord just zooming in on Colin's face. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah, like most of them are, but back to City of Death.
So I think the City of Death is fantastic because is it Scaramanga the villain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
No, Scaramanga's fucking James Bond.
Oh,
Wait, what?
He's the man with the golden gun. Shit.
Shit,
Scarroff.
yeah.
Scaroff.
Last of the
Scaroff,
Jagger.
oh yes.
Last of the Jaggeroth, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bloody Scaramanga.
No, isn't the villain of this story? What do you call it? Doctor No? Yeah, he's my favorite.
Scaramanga's the best Doctor Who villain. Like, fucking whatever name comes in. The man with the golden gun.
The man with the golden cock.
The man with the golden third nipple.
So basically, yeah, it's
The man with the
City of
golden
Death
ego.
is probably the best of Tom Baker's era. I mean, probably will change it for like 2 days time. Probably.
Oh no!
Probably
Should we
just
take the
say
lift
them
or fly?
Zygons.
Terror of the Zygons?
Yeah, I like Terror of the Zygons.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But let's get on to my second.
I'm gonna interrupt you there a minute. I've got to be honest here a minute.
James.
Hang on, Robbie. Hang on a minute. I'm gonna be honest here a minute. With Tom in City of Death. Well, he talks to Romana when they're on the Eiffel Tower and goes, should we take the lift or fly? Let's not be too ostentatious. And goes, alright, let's fly.
And I do like John Cleese's cameo in it.
Oh, John Cleese, that was his name, not John Chan.
So who's your second favorite Doctor that I won't like potentially? Is it? Let me guess.
Oh yeah,
right.
you're totally not gonna like. You're totally not gonna like John Pertwee. Completely.
How dare you lie? So he's your
John
second
Pertwee's
favorite?
my second. And yes.
I'm already telling you his first favorite is.
Just came again.
John Pertwee has the reason why he's not number one, right? And he might die for this, but some of his stories are really fucking hard to get into. I mean, I feel like some of them will get really boring, but you've just got to get into them and just turn fucking brilliant. But with some of them, anyways.
I can see the same with Jodie Whittaker.
One of them that doesn't have that problem is Spearheads and Terror of the Autons.
Interesting
2
choice.
episodes. But I feel like all Series 7 has that problem. But when it gets to like halfway through, then you just turns into great.
When
great
you mention you have a
stories.
problem with season 7, you're not gonna have a good time. You're not gonna have a good time. with
But season 7 is
you'll-
still my favorite season.
Okay, good. You will be invited back. Okay.
Season 7. Basically, John Pertwee, he is the scientific genius. That's what he is, isn't he? Scientific genius, because he has great chemistry with the Brigadier, and this is one of the reasons why he came number 2 as well. Because I don't like TARDIS teams because series 11 destroyed that for me, but I liked how the cast was big. You know what I mean? It had like you had Liz, you had the Brigadier, you had Captain Yates, you had Sergeant Benton. But then in like episodes, you had like another like 5 characters in it, like for one episode. And I think that is just fantastic, and it just works like that, and that's what all Series 7 is, and the other episodes in John Pertwee's era. And there isn't a bad episode. There is not a bad episode in the John Pertwee. There is a mediocre episode, which is Time Monster, but
Yeah,
you
and
haven't
the
got
mutants.
really bad episodes, to be honest. So he is just a fantastic doctor. And
Mind you, if it's a crap episode, John's just there to make it better.
Yeah, I know. If he was in
That's
series
the
11,
only thing. But that's only the only thing with classic stories. If it's a shit story, I know the actor of the Doctor makes it better.
But unfortunately, Jordan wasn't able to do that because she's just.
Whoa.
So my favourite episode is actually got to be the Sea Devils, my dear.
Good choice.
My favourite.
Oh no!
Ever.
Oh no!
I am
Don't get me started on that.
You have
line.
looked.
Somebody...
You have seen my ass.
My ass. You have seen
Oh,
my
no.
ass. It is quite correct.
No, no, I
You
remember.
have seen my ass.
Jeez.
If you wish to see my ass, ask St. Grant. Oh no! And there's somebody that line from Spearhead from Space. All right. So which one is? Suppose you want to see my arse? Yes, well, I haven't got one. You know, I'm not going to tell you my name either. You may as well tell Brigadier Aspirant I want to fuck him. Go on then, don't just stand there arguing, mate. Get on with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and the other guy he talks to, that's as James just says, Derek Sherwin, who one is responsible for UNIT, and two is responsible for the creation of the Time Lords.
And he was the producer for the end of Troughton.
Mm-hmm. He didn't. But Pert was pissed. Was when Misty was leaving, so he wanted him to stay.
That's the reason he left in the end, because loads of people leaving, loads of the actors.
And Roger Delgado died unexpectedly.
Yeah, the car
Yeah.
crash.
No. You ever heard how he died?
Yeah, car
wasn't
crash.
it in a car crash for a film he was filming?
Bell of Tibet, and I think he was filming in Turkey, and the driver accidentally drove the car off a cliff, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's
He
the thing.
crashed, didn't
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Roger was driving the bloody car.
Oh.
Oh.
Didn't he just regenerate?
And that's
Just
where
comes
Anthony...
back, and that's how we got Peter Pratt.
Oh yeah, with his weird ping pong ball eyes.
That's how we got burnt, and that's because he blew up. That he regenerated, and then he just blew up afterwards. He just came up the smoke.
Then we just
No.
randomly got Anthony
It's probably how he managed to get involved in a Bond film. Like every time a car crashes in the classic Bond films, every fucking time they crash, they blow up. Like in Doctor No, when Bond's being chased for the first time, he drives his car. Then he managed to divert another car behind him, which is the one that was chasing him. The car goes off at the smallest edge possible, it hits the bottom of the edge, bang!
Mm-hmm.
And Robbie, continue.
Well, that's UK cars for you.
So the Sea Devils, it's just and
thanks.
it's got my favorite villain in, which is the Sea Devils. The motors are doing there, but. I mean, the only grime I've got with it, or pick, is it sort of does have the same, well, the soundtrack, yes. I do like the fight scene between Delgado and 3, though.
Stop, you're making me horny.
No. People made a piss take out of this when 3 kicks the sword, kicks the gun out of his hand. Yeah. IKEA! Just there's like an IKEA shelving unit at him.
IKEA!
Okay, moving on, Robert, to your first favourite Doctor.
Oh, yes. Oh, my word, it's Troughton by now.
Good choice.
So, Troughton is... Oh. Well... It changes a lot, this opinion, but really, deep down, I've always known that Troughton is my favourite, because he makes me laugh at his jokes. He makes me, very captivated and very, stuck in with most of his stories. I mean, there's a couple of shite ones in there.
Dominators.
No, I like the Dominators. I actually quite like that story.
I've only seen bits of it, I enjoyed the bits.
The Web of Fear is quite good.
Why
Doctor?
Hang on a minute. I thought you said you haven't got the Web of Fear.
Oh, yeah, I've got it.
Why
I've had
Doctor?
it for a couple of months now.
You said you haven't got it.
Dave, I've got it, David. You want to see fucking show you? I will.
Yeah, Robbie, so what episode haven't you got then in the classic series? You said you haven't got the Web of Fear earlier.
No, I said I don't have the web planet.
Oh, there you go then. Anyway.
So he has. Well, he's very charismatic in his role, and him and Jamie work very well together. He's
Look
quite,
at Jamie's
quite a
skirt.
short doctor,
Oh, why,
but he
Doctor?
makes himself so big with his words. Like,
Oh no, like Jamie's then their argument in Tim of the Cybermen is like, oh, I wouldn't wear it. Look at Jamie's. Hey, how do you know? Like, oh, I.
Aye, Doctor.
Oh, I.
Oh, aye.
Goes like, oh, I. Thing is, though, and this shows how much of a good of actor Fraser Hines was as Jamie. That's not his actual accent. He's northern.
Oh yeah.
Like your boy Christopher Eccleston. Don't throw a banana.
Fantastic.
he's
Get in the
from
church.
the north, my dear.
You're gonna burn. Rosie gonna burn. Anyway, moving
Where
on.
are
Oh, Doc. Oh, aye,
Gallagher
Doc.
for a pint.
Yeah, oh, aye.
Good laugh, mate.
Hey, Ivy, no, like, oh,
I
I.
just, I never knew that. I thought he was actually Scottish.
No, he's not. He's
Oh,
just
aye,
the accent
Doctor.
on.
Biggest sword in.
Now.
Oh, gee. Oh, aye, Doctor. Biggest sword in all of
But
Scotland.
mind you, if you listen to him like without putting the accent on, he still sounds remotely the same.
Lad, so...
But he puts a Scottish accent on, and he just sounds Scottish. I thought he was Scottish as well.
And his Fraser Hines impression of the second Doctor and the Big Finish
yes,
stories is
spot on.
quite good.
Please continue
Oh,
that whole
moths.
thing together.
Moths. Why do you exist?
Okay,
Moths just
100th,
attacked
back
me.
to your Patrick Troughton
Yes.
thing.
So, my favourite story from Troughton's era, it's got to be, drum roll please.
It's off. Ooh.
It is the moon base, my dear.
Oh,
The moon base, my favourite Cyberman story of all time. Which, I think people know why, because, well, just how, right, they land on the moon, alright, and the way how, Ben and Polly take the mick out of the Doctor for not landing on Mars, and then Jamie, like, how can we be on the moon? The moon's way up in the sky!
Oh yeah, how can we be up the moon? The moon's way up in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, aye, Doctor.
He's like, we put him meet the old man on the moon.
Oh, the Pied Piper.
I was like, oh yeah, you won't meet anyone if you don't get some gear on, mate. What? Oh, aye.
Oh, aye.
Oh no,
what?
don't take me
Oh,
with
aye.
you! It's the man Piper!
Oh no!
landed on the
What?
moon.
And how we act in the macro terror as well. So, oh, what's the big chicken? What's the big sticker for, Jamie? It's like, oh, you have no sense. I'm not leaving that without anything to defend ourselves with. I'm afraid you're wasting your time, Jamie. Oh, why? Because I think these creatures are so big, they're gonna spot us before we see them.
I also remember the one bit from the Dominator. It's like, oh, look at that massive one, Doctor. Right,
Oh
Jamie.
no! Oh no! What he says to me, I think it's in the same story. It's like, just act stupid. I don't think you find that difficult to do.
So, basically, they land on the moon, they go and visit these fucking fellas who are controlling the Earth's weather, which...
Oh, the gravitron.
Yeah, the Gravitron? The Gravitron. And the Cybermen are basically trying to stop them, but it's very well paced, because they do it very slowly, like a gradual thing, because the people in charge of the Gravitron don't believe it, they think it's the Doctor and that doing this, and they want them off the moon now. But eventually, gradually, ends up... oh yeah, David! The scene. Have you checked in here?
Oh no!
You
You say you search every edge of the base, every nook and cranny. Yes. Did you search in here? Well, no man. Did they search in here? Well, there's always people in here. Did they search in here? No. And then just that way, the Cyberman just jumps off the bed. Well, obviously there's like one thing when the bed fucking rocks back and forth like a bloody rocket. Rocking chair, but still. But I have to say as well, with the moon base, also my favourite Cyberman story of all time. I can sneeze. Ha. There you go. Ha. Go on, you're finish. You're gonna be here a while trying to sneeze. Ha.
So, yes, so that's why he's fucking my favourite Doctor, and that's why that's my favourite episode, because it's very, very good pace, and it creates like a threat, like how it comes slowly and faster, then builds up to this big reveal of this Cybermen and that virus that ends up controlling the humans. So right, that is my opinion of my top 5. And who will be next then?
I've got my list.
You can go.
Alright,
Oh.
then you go.
Unless you guys want to go.
Oh no, I have
No,
a list.
I'm
I'm fine
fine.
letting other people go ahead though.
Are you guys sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No, thanks. So for it's top 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so for my 5th Doctor, it has to be Colin Baker. Simply. Simply.
Oh!
I can. Sorry. So can I say something now? I can see a common theme here.
Mm.
But number 5 for me, Colin Baker. Number 4 for Robbie, Colin Baker. I swear we got themes going on here.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Colin Baker, loads of people say, I don't know why I like him. I think some people say because he's like aggressive and the twin dilemma. But like we said earlier, it was mainly just to do for his generation, like that half the time. That's the way I see it, anyway.
Mm-hmm. I don't care if he's aggressive. Like each Doctor has their own attitudes. They don't have the same bloody attitude all the time. Like as they said in the end of Planet of the Spiders, that is it Joji or Choji? I can't pronounce his name. Basically, that magic gnome who revives the Doctor. Basically, just says his personality would change, and it's also brought up by a unit soldier in Battlefield.
But yeah. Also, I know quite a few people haven't listened to his Big Finish work, but in his Big Finish,
I have.
he is so kind to his companions.
I've listened to one of his episodes.
Evelyn is great.
Yeah, so I was trying to think of the character's name, Evelyn. They just work so perfect together. And
I think the episode I watched has the episode I listened to. Sorry, had Evelyn in it. I think it was. Oh my god, what episode was it? The Crimes of Thomas
Brewster.
something. That's it. Oh, hello, Spider. Oh my god, you're getting right towards me. Jesus Christ. It's like, you're not giving me radiation poison. You're not killing me like you killed John Pertwee. That's why I'm scared of him.
So a
now.
massive spider yesterday trying to kill it, but it was not.
Oh shit! I shouldn't have done that. Oh bollocks! Jesus Christ! There it is.
Now you don't know where it is.
Right, it's gone. I just blew it out the window. I blew it out the window. And now I look the fucking great one just smashes through my door.
I yanked me fucking bed out the way. I was like, mate, you're dead, mate. Accept your feet. I'm coming after you.
It's like, no. Is it the tiniest spider possible? Like, me and Robbie coming with 2 bloody miniguns trying to kill it.
So, back to your list.
So, number 5, Colin, and my favourite episode for Colin, well, it's not really an episode, it's a serial, but Trial of a Time Lord, if that counts.
I would say that counts, depending on who you asked.
I'd say it counts.
Yeah.
What's your
favourite,
favourite series? What's your favourite out of the 4 episodes?
I've always had this opinion from the very start of Trial, that I've always thought that it gets better as it goes along. So... My favourite has to be... Oh fuck, the name's just dropped. It's the finale.
Ultimate Foe.
The Ultimate Foe.
That's it, the Ultimate Foe. My favourite is the Ultimate Foe. For number 4, it has to be Tom Baker.
Good
yes!
Yes! I really
yes!
Yes! I'd tell her if I gave her $5, would you let me put her knockers together?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, like 5. I never really watched that much Classic Who, but I always found clips on YouTube and everything, and the only clips I've ever watched of Classic Who were always of Tom Baker.
Hang on. I remember one that this is to do with what you're saying on YouTube. Remember, this was years ago. I don't think anyone will remember this. When you could always find an episode of Doctor Who on YouTube.
Yes,
Which was when they didn't have copyright laws. And the episodes I remember watching on there was Remembrance of the Daleks.
I remember when you could find the episodes, and now when you try looking, you can only find Destiny, the Two Doctors, and Planet of the Daleks.
Yeah, I
and and also one thing, I don't know why. How the hell did Destiny get on there? That's what I'm questioning.
Because like somebody.
And Revenge of the Cybermen's on there as well.
Ew.
Yeah.
But there's always one stream or online service we can rely on for
Daily Motion.
Yep.
Yeah. And
unfortunately, not all the episodes are on there because City of Death isn't on there.
Is it not?
I'm the only one that's on there. Is a flipped version of of episode 1 where everything's backwards except from the all it is just the vision's backwards. So Doctor Who just looks like what the fuck it is.
The main reason why I chose
Rock to no, Rock Todd.
All right. So why'd you choose Tom?
But the main reason I chose Tom is basically stuff that's said. When you think Doctor Who, you think long scarf, jelly babies, Sarah Jane. That is.
Oh, hang on,
lads. Have I just got 5 minutes like wank over John Pertwee?
About jelly babies, can we just? I know I'm bringing politics into this, but I want to just bring this up for a quick second. The government were just thinking about banning jelly babies a few weeks ago.
Really?
Why?
Why?
Because of obesity. And they were trying.
It's quite convenient that I've got jelly
and they were
babies
thinking,
right here.
and they were thinking of getting rid of sweets as well. But
Yeah, good luck with that.
Should we just continue with this now? Just continue
Yeah,
with
we're
the
not gonna
main
get
Doctor Who
into
section. Because otherwise we're going to be going into UK politics in the podcast of doom.
Mm-hmm.
Which you don't want.
I just constantly thrash the UK government and see why government
Can I
should
say
exist and Brexit just another way to fuck us over.
Why it's been like is Sensei dead?
No.
He's still alive. Oh, he's still alive. Right, again.
Stop!
Quiet.
Anyway, moving on, my dear. Now go to everyone slap your ass.
My favourite episodes. I've got 2 favourite episodes. It's Pyramid of Mars.
Good one.
Which I won't lie, I got that quite recent. Unfortunately, it was only about 2 years ago I got it, but it was totally worth it.
I think I got mine last year, so you're not the only one.
It's an amazing story.
And I got
Well, mind you
Christmas
though,
time along with another 90 Doctor Who episodes. Sorry. So I got mine a massive.
Right, 90 or 19.
90, Dave.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh yeah, because this person you're speaking to sold his Nintendo Switch and spent all £400 he had from it on classic Doctor Who DVDs.
Jesus Christ.
That's what a normal person would do. And this is one that a load of people say, and it does drag on, but my second favourite Tom Baker story definitely has to be Genesis of the Daleks.
That's a
partly
good
for
one.
nostalgia.
Nida.
Yeah.
Now hang on.
I know
I'm
this is
gonna say
slightly
one
off
thing.
topic, guys. I know it's slightly off topic, but
Yeah.
you might be thinking £200 a lot, but getting fucking 400 for Christmas, and I would
And
be
you'll be
getting even
spending that.
more.
You'd be spending that
£400
£400 trying to get to see.
Finish,
I don't know.
load of DVDs.
No, hang on. No, hang on. Let me say one
Doctor
thing. You'll lose that within an hour. Why? He spent £400 trying to get a copy of the season 12 Blu-ray box set. Because they've gone to the highest of £1,000.
Mhm.
So,
Why I don't know. Anyway, I was going to say one thing. What was he? Oh yeah. I'm just bringing this up thing now. As living in Cardiff, do you think local shops will be stacked upon Doctor Who? Do you think there'll be local shops filled with them?
Mhm.
Well, I was saying something, right? So near Cardiff, there are 2 CEXs. Both of them have fucking nothing for Doctor Who DVDs, and when they do, don't fucking bother buying one. So when I was on holiday a few weeks ago, and I was in the CEX in Carmarthen, right? And they were charging £8, and I'm not fucking kidding here, £8 for the Ark, right? And you can get it for like £6 or £7, and you can get it for like £6 or £7 brand new.
And the Ark
But that's not the end of it.
I'd probably get it on
And-
for eBay.
Take
And
them to the
CEX in
security
Cardiff,
kitchen.
the CEX in the centre of Cardiff is crap. There's hardly anything for Doctor Who there. Mind you, my latest buy in there was Dalek Vision of Earth and the Sontaran Experiment, because they were both like £3 each, which was alright for a deal. And then I've only mostly seemed to get my episodes from HMV from now on, because there's a HMV in Cardiff, which is obviously.
But
all
David,
stacked
you're
with one
gonna
Doctor
have
Who
to
DVDs.
get them from CEX, because if you get the Sundays.
Yes, I know.
You know what I mean? Like most of the stories you've got are like in box sets.
Yeah, but Robbie, the Sontaran collection is all the episodes in there being released separately now, and the only Sontaran.
Oh man, yeah, they are, man.
And the only story I'm missing is the Invasion of Time.
And that one is kind of terrible.
I know.
Right, let's continue with them.
Like, and it looks like part of the TARDIS 2 is a fucking abandoned.
Let's go on
hospital.
with Geek, because we're going off topic now. Connor,
Right.
what you were saying.
My next
Sorry.
My next Doctor, I know I can already see fans pitches like Forks and people hating me for this.
Don't you dare.
Matt,
Don't
if you
you
say
dare.
Matt Smith,
Right, okay. I don't want anyone kicking me off this, and I want people to
No. You have your opinion.
Rob, just say it. Just say it. Otherwise,
This is
just
my
say it.
opinion. This is my opinion, and I really want people to stay calm, and I'll give a big explanation for why I like this Doctor.
I swear it's a she.
Robbie, just fucking shut up.
My third favourite Doctor, and I know I can already see this bad, but personally, for me, it's Jodie Whittaker. No! What have I done?
all right, you're hereby exiled to the big cage corner of the podcast.
Moving on to number 2. Moving on to number 2.
Okay, right. Okay, this is my explanation why. It isn't. It has nothing to do with the stories, because I will admit that the stories are, well, terrible.
Right, calm. Keep calm, Robbie.
Right, okay, let me explain myself. The reason I like Jodie is because I like her. I like her understanding for life. In my eyes, he seems like the Doctor who wants to see more of the universe, sees it with a brand new pair of eyes, with her friends, and just enjoying herself and not getting into bother. Just, travelling in the TARDIS like she should.
I'd say one thing though. I think Jodie would think she has one bonus. Or 13. She's funny as a pair of synthetic beam locators.
Yeah.
Right, Oscar.
The
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to mention anything, because if I
Oh no, then
anything,
Shulk comes along. Nice tits.
If I mention anything now or put into that conversation of Jodie Whittaker, you're going to hear. We're going to be here for the next 12 years, because I'll say everything.
Okay, should we just move on from this before my mind explodes and I
No, I
become
say
a-
we let him finish
Yeah.
explaining himself. I say we
No,
let him.
literally, if we're going about this, I become a fucking Nazi by the end of this. Can we just
Hold
go
on,
on? Can we just-
No. Let's
No, please. Can we just go on number 2? Otherwise, by the moment of this, I will never watch Doctor Who again.
No. We're letting them.
You mentioned the Curse of Fatal Death, and I have to admit, if I was to choose one Doctor, any female Doctor, I would actually choose Joanna Lumley.
Right, okay.
I think it'd make a lot more people happy if I just went to number 2.
No.
Yes.
No, please
Robbie.
continue,
Robbie,
please.
please.
Continue, Geek.
My mind is
My
fucking...
favourite episode of hers was.
Oh, Jesus,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Oh, God. Just go with the episode before I kill myself.
Right.
I remember I'm targeted inside of a bucket because I can't fucking handle this anymore.
David.
I'm literally gonna spend the last few minutes speaking in a bucket.
David,
David,
Go on.
I'm asking you
David,
nicely, you might want to cover your ears for this. You might want to
Christ.
get a sick
God.
bucket.
as long as it's kablam.
I've got a bucket. I've got a bucket by me. Robbie, just shut the fuck up. Just go with it.
It's
Just go with
2.
it.
It's 2.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh no, it's 2. Oh no.
Go on. Go on.
Kablam.
I'll get it.
Right.
And
Right. What's the other one?
And
resolution.
Oh, well, those are the two best episodes.
Alright. Because I swear to fucking God, if you said the Saranga
I'm just
tragedy,
joking. Edison anger.
if you said the Saranga tragedy, I'll fucking find where the fuck you live and shove I will shove the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver so far up your fucking arse you'll dematerialise.
In fairness, I think that's
Geek,
my favorite travel.
and luckily you didn't choose the Battle of Runny Coleslaw because
No, the Battle of Weatherspoon's coleslaw. You better move on before the point where
How about,
I think this answer. I think this answer makes a lot more people
I'm
happy.
very intrigued.
Okay, but just move on to the second Doctor before there'll be a bucket toss in your
Right,
car.
this will make happy.
I want to know, Geek, why she is your favourite.
I think I love her. I love her positivity, and she feels quite energetic.
Okay.
And in a way, personally,
Oh God.
like the Doctor to me.
There's only one problem I have with her as well, because the energetic thing takes to the point where.
Okay.
Okay, so Peter Capaldi, I've always had a very special place for Peter. Like, when he first got announced in 2013, I don't know what it was about him. When I saw him, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, but I felt safe with him. Like, if I was travelling in the TARDIS, he'd feel like the Doctor I'd want to be by his side, even though all his companions did fucking die. I'd feel happy with him.
I know this is slightly off topic, Geek, but when my stepdad saw Peter Capaldi announces the as the 12th Doctor, you know what he did? He literally just had like just the expression on his face, mouth wide open. He fucking turned the telly off. And walked out the room. Walked out the room. He was just gone. I couldn't hear what we were saying. What you?
Also,
I can't say that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a really bad thing. Because he stopped watching Doctor Who after Series 8. Anyways, continue. So get into that.
But I think there's also a one-up about Peter that he's Scottish and, Scottish.
Bit biased.
Yeah, a bit biased, but he does. You got to admit, he's got a lovely accent. He does have a great accent.
Yep.
Yeah, but with him, I know his stories weren't greatly written by Moffat, but he did feel. I know I've said this about all my doctors, but he feels very doctorish. If that makes sense.
Don't eat pears.
Yeah, but he feels like a great doctor. In real life, he's the most kindest man ever.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the pleasure of meeting him as well, so he was super nice. I think my favourite series of his is Series 10.
I thought you said mine.
Because Series 10 is amazing, and I love the atmosphere. Bill's my favourite companion. But also, my favourite episode is, I'd have to say, the Series 10 finale. Because John Sim was my favourite master, and also I love, and the chemistry between them two was great. And also, I think the only time I really felt fear in Doctor Who was when I knew Bill got converted to a Cyberman, and that's
I do like that part. Like,
yeah, that part.
When she's getting put into the theatre and the Doctor guy's got the thing that it fits over your head, the emotional sensor thing. That bit always. Like, see, especially at first watching, because I wasn't at my house when I watched it, it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah, that was a good bit, although, like, it was all the stuff that it did, spare parts did, but it was still good.
I felt like it was a televised version of Spare Parts with Peter Capaldi, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's good. Spare Parts was damn good.
Yeah, but yeah, my favourite episode is the Series 10.
Sorry, 2 seconds. Did you just turn to African American for a second?
Pardon?
I swear you just went, aha! So, like you were American for a second.
Hey, I'm the only American here, mate.
No, I'm not the best at accents, unfortunately.
Okay,
So
hang on, go on. Wait, did you say your favourite episode for? Oh, you did the season 10 finale.
Yeah.
Series 10 finale.
So my first favorite Doctor. This is a very, very, very controversial one.
Don't you dare fucking say Matt Smith.
I already said this earlier, but
Oh no, I know what's coming. I know.
Oh,
if I despise your option, you know what's gonna happen. You hear
Right.
what's gonna happen. You know if I do.
just
As long as if it's not one man with it, what ends with a T and begins with a D. I'm alright.
Just go on. Just go on. Just go
oh
on.
god, oh
Okay.
god,
Oh god.
Right,
Go
here
on.
is it.
it's David Tennant.
That's what he was doing it. It was only David. I don't have no words. I'm just like, you know, when you've had a war, right? And you're just so like, imagine you've had a war and you've lost the war and you're just so worn out. But then you have another war and you just can't be arsed. He's like, oh, I surrender, bend me over and fuck me in the arse.
Even though, excuse me, even though he's my favorite Doctor, I now feel bad about this.
Oh no, please continue. I mean, everybody's in. I'm just curious why.
One half is to do with, I know this is not the best thing to like a Doctor for, but half is for nostalgia, because when I got into Doctor Who at a very, very, very young age, he was the Doctor that was on TV, so he was always like, of course, at the time he was very popular, so everyone was endorsing David Tennant, and the environment was very David Tennant based. And I always loved his Doctor. I also felt quite personal with Tennant. I know it sounds really weird, but I feel like
I've
he's
had
the
a soft
Doctor I
spot
relate
for
to
Tennant.
most.
I mean, my hate for Tennant and my hate for Jodie Whittaker are two very different things. Like, they have different feelings when I think of bad.
It feels like the Doctor I can relate to most, if that makes any sense. But I've always liked him as a Doctor, and like I just said, nostalgia, like especially with 2 and 4, I always watched them, and I'd always stay over at my uncle's, and he had an Apple TV, and he would always get the seasons for me. So whenever I went over to stay at his, I'd always watch them episodes over again.
Alright, okay. Alright, Oscar, I've got a question.
don't.
What was your favourite series from his era? 'Cause I'll accept I'll accept anything but one answer. Except
And what's the one answer?
series 2.
What about Donna Noble?
Please don't.
Right, okay. Right, I wanna say I love every one of his series. I think they were phenomenal, and RTD wrote them perfect. I ain't gonna lie.
You won't wank you over Rose and 10, will you? Please,
Oh
please
no!
don't.
Oh fuck! No! I mean,
Oh, okay.
that's another point I was going to get onto. I know loads of people the whole romance thing, and personally, I did. I think that should never be a 900-year-old Time Lord with a 19-year-old girl. You know,
Yeah, the Doctor's
We're gonna
asexual.
it shouldn't have happened. But for me, because when I just said, when I was growing up, series 2 was all around and I was always watching it, so I've got a soft spot for Ten and Rose, and that's the only reason why. Only because of nostalgia, nothing else. I think the whole romance thing should have been, no. But my favourite series for Tennant is, I think it has to be 4, because that's the one I would always watch the most. So series 4, not series 2. So you can be happy, Robbie.
Thank you. Right. Who's with the top 5?
Sensei?
I'll go next.
Yeah,
Yes.
the person that's been quiet. Go on to Sensei.
We'll save the
Come
worst
out
for
of your
last.
cave. Come out of your cave.
No, I'll come out to me sipping my cup of tea.
Yeah, alright, go on then.
My 5th favourite Doctor, David Tennant.
Why do we have to have 2 back-to-backs of the same Doctor?
I mean, everybody else has always had John Pertwee and Colin Baker somewhere in it.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Tom Baker.
Right, okay, continue, Sensei.
I like David Tennant because he was kind of Sometimes when he's on his own, he's the Doctor. I feel like when he's on his own, he's actually the Doctor, and he tries his best. So my favourite episode in that case would have to be The Waters of Mars, where he
Good
actually
one.
says when he actually tries to bend the rule of time, but he knows he can't go too far. So he knows that even if he's the last Time Lord, he can't change anything.
That's another thing I don't like about the new series is like how they represented the Doctor being like this like god. You know what I mean?
And the
Like,
universe
that's-
revolves around him,
Yeah.
like he's
When he
Jesus.
doesn't.
Yeah. So
That's one of the
another
episodes
thing I
that
don't
makes me
like.
remember that he's just as human, or can be as human, kind of.
I mean, in
Yeah,
fairness,
right.
with you saying that he's Jesus, the series 3 finale deserves that.
Mm-hmm. And then,
I mean, granted, I love the series 3 finale, but the whole thing with the power of prayer. I mean,
and how about the his regeneration story? I don't want to go.
in fairness, I know, like, people always give hate for the end of shite, as people call it, but I personally love the end of time. But because, and I know people say the whole hissy fit thing is wrong, but I can now see why that makes sense. Maybe at the time when RTD wasn't writing it, it probably wasn't the best idea. But now, when you take into consideration that he knew that
But
11
RTD fucked
last
up
life.
Matt Smith in a sense because how they were saying, "Oh yeah, I could do so much more, and how like he says basically, "I die, and another man takes my body as well."
And
Sabotaging the
flounces
next
off
era
in
of
my
Doctor Who.
TARDIS.
Yeah.
I mean, that does give a bit of shit for Smith, but like you said, it feels like dying, and I'm not sure how true this is, but apparently he was one of the most short-lived Doctors. I don't know.
Tennant?
I don't know how true that is, like, in Doctor years, like, I heard
No,
that's
he
more.
no, he was on for 5 years. He
No,
other
I don't mean, like, in, like, TV life-wise years, I mean, like, in regeneration run.
Oh.
I know he had 5
I don't
years.
know about that.
I think the first Doctor I think the first Doctor was the longest like incarnation to be the Doctor.
Yeah.
But apparently he was quite short. Apparently he only lived about 200 years.
Yeah.
So the fact of him dying of old age doesn't really make much sense.
Well, I mean, like his incarnation, like started out as the first Doctor's incarnation started out as a child, but then the child grew to be the old man Hartnell.
Yeah.
I'll finish with David Tennant now.
Alright, continue. Who's your next? Who's number 4?
My phone likes giving me my password. My 4th is Matt Smith.
Oh.
Matt Smith, I like Matt Smith because that's the Doctor that really.
You had every single answer to choose from, and you chose the wrong one.
Everything else is correct.
At least it's not Jodie Whittaker.
Okay, continue. I will shut myself up. I will not hate. I won't hate on you for that. Please continue.
What?
Please continue.
No.
Continue.
I've just been told to can't voice chat anymore.
Tell you what.
Parents came in. Said
All right, just list off everything real quick.
Right, so 4th is Matt Smith. Favorite episode is, well, yeah, is the Time of the Doctor.
Time of the Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, just continue since you've got to go. Even though this is the
Number
first time
3
you've
is John
actually
Hurt.
properly started speaking. Okay.
Number 3 is John Hurt with the episode he came in. And then the second is Peter Capaldi, like his iconic speech.
Okay.
You've
What's your
redeemed
favourite episode?
And then first is Tom Baker, because I've heard so much good things about him from all of you guys, so, yeah.
Alright, okay.
And unfortunately, I do have to disappear.
Oh, no, this
Alright.
is realize.
You know you're hardly speaking.
It wasn't that bad, my choice.
Goodbye, Sensei.
David, was my choice that bad that you had to dematerialize?
Yeah. Right, now it's James's top 5.
Ah, yes, my top 5. So,
How many K-Bags I heard the name Tom Baker?
So at number 5, we have the good old Fifth Doctor. Yes, he could be described as very boring on the TV run. He did have some good stories, and he came into character at the very end. I really do like his performance. It's very good in a fair amount of stories. My favorite TV story of his is Kinda. It's either Kinda or Snake Dance. They're very good stories, and the Mara is a cool idea of an enemy, and I just really like those stories. My favorite audio story of his is the Kingmaker.
I just want to say I really appreciate your opinion on Peter Davison, but no offense, the Fifth Doctor was a cunt.
Oh, hang on. Let's put this down. Let's just lay the laws here.
Especially when you look at Time Flight, where it goes, "Oh no, he wouldn't want us to mourn us unnecessarily."
Hang on, do you mean time shite?
Yeah, time shite.
Oh yeah, time shite.
Well, I do quite like
Which literally ruined. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, favorite episode. Oh no, let's go on, James. I've completely lost it. Here.
So in 4th place we have the 6th Doctor, played by Colin Baker, and yeah, of course I have to have Colin Baker in this list. I'm contractually obligated. No, I'm joking. Colin Baker, he gets a lot of unnecessary hatred, in my opinion, because what you can say about he always puts in energy to a script. Like, he always gives it 110%, even if the script isn't really that good of a story. He always puts an effort into it, and he is one of the best actors, in my opinion, to play the Doctor, because he can convey a very good amount of emotions, and he can emote very well in that costume of his. Like, the scene for when he realizes that Perry's dead, and the speech how he gives it, and the speech about how the Time Lords are the worst race or the most evil race, are fantastic. And I also love his chat with Davros in Revelation of the Daleks. It's quite good. And so my favorite stories of Colin Baker are, for TV, it is Revelation of the Daleks, and for audio, it has to be The Holy Terror, which is the best Big Finish story in my opinion, but I can get into that later. For my 3rd favorite is the 7th Doctor, played by Sylvester McCoy. His Doctor, his first season is terrible, except for maybe Paradise Towers, which is
I think first season.
I'm thinking about his first season. Yeah, I'm just gonna be bragging again and being like an absolute arsehole, saying, "Oh, look at me, I've got many film locations you haven't." And I said, I visited a beach a few days ago, and I found out, I didn't even know this, there used to be a Butlins holiday park. Well, I knew there used to be a Butlins holiday park on the mountain on the left of the beach, but I never knew they actually filmed an episode of Doctor Who there in 1987.
Well, what?
They filmed Now, I'm not sure how much was filmed there, but they filmed the season 24 story, Delta and the Bannerman.
Oh!
Hey, in fairness, Delta and the Bannerman, you have to admit, has loads of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Like, you might have to repeat that on my side because you cut out completely.
I
haven't... mm-hmm.
Delta and the Bannerman has a lot of enthusiasm and energy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that episode yet.
Oh, they're really good. I do quite like Sylvester's. I don't think it's that bad.
Ginger, on the continue.
And yeah, I love. He starts out as a clown, but then he goes to like the master manipulator in later seasons, and gets expanded on. It goes from like a comedian, like a clown in season 24 and 25. Then when Battlefield comes on, it's like, don't fuck with me. Well, he starts showing it in Remembrance when he tricks Davros into blowing up Skaro.
Now, that was quite a dark moment.
Yeah. And I love the way he rolls his R's all the time. It's quite...
Ready something.
Remembrance of the Daleks.
Ready something.
Ready salted. I like ready salted.
Yes.
Ready salted crisps. I remember that. What was that from? I can't remember what that was from.
It was from, oh, what's his face? The guy who always did the David Tennant and the Chris Ferguson sketches.
Oh my god! Fucking hell! I know you fucking Tony Coburn.
And also the guy who did Daleks Fear Me. Brett Underwood,
Yeah.
that's his name. Brett Underwood. He
What?
did.
No, that's his stage name. His birth name's Tony Coburn. Cause,
That's Tony Corbin, that's it. Sorry,
yeah.
just because I'm watching his vlogs and that's what I know him as.
Yeah,
I
unfortunately,
remember.
he's a paedophile. I mean,
He's not,
sad
Robbie.
times.
That's probably somebody's probably mocked him because of that. Not mocked him. What do you call it?
No, but the first.
There's
one
no
was
proof saying he
paedophile.
did.
The first.
I've heard a
one.
lot of rumours about him, unfortunately, but by the by, I still love his sketches.
There's comments.
it's all
There's
about-
proof of him saying it, but no, that's either one. Somebody's. Because I think the time of he was accused of it, he was still with his girlfriend that he called Voldeslat.
What?
They called a Voldeslat in a vlog.
Oh,
But that could be somebody mocking him, or somebody say the word framing. So it could have done it. Or
I
it couldn't
do
have
like
done.
that
There are proof of messages, but anyway. Yeah, the tenant years.
The tenant years, yeah.
It's like my first episode was a power crawl. But Saxon. Correction! It was actually the Christmas invasion! Oh, when he goes at the end and his voice breaks.
Crevice!
Yeah, crevice!
Yeah, Crevice! Also, when he, like, his first episode, his hair's quite short, and then at the end, his hair.
Yeah, no. After the first episode, they catch up with David Tennant, and then he just with his hair all over the shit.
I fucking love it!
Yeah.
I
fucking love it!
I was like, no. The way he mocks David, mocks Billy Powder, how the fuck she looks like a nice
Oh,
woman.
Chief!
To the end of it, look like a.
outside!
No. My first year of my life, nothing happened. But now, was he? I only just beginning.
Yeah.
Oh no, and there's another one I was thinking of. Oh,
Look,
bite
the
size
other big
too.
fucking teeth!
They're massive here! Massive! Yeah! Big teeth here! Big teeth! I swear to God, we've got to do a thing with that. On that. But unfortunately, one sad thing about it is I think since Day of the 9th, Tom, who's the one who plays 10 in that sketch,
Yeah, Tom Reese.
Thomas Reese, they haven't spoken to each other in fucking ages.
Did they fall out or something? Because
Possibly.
sketches just stopped. No, actually, no, I know what it is. It was Tom, he didn't want to do the sketches anymore. He wanted to do, like, more proper stuff of his life.
He wanted like the BBC.
So,
Yeah,
And he worked
Crystal D.
he worked on the god awful Doctor Who the fan show.
Yeah, with Crystal.
Then, at the beginning of the year, he put private his YouTube channel, and nothing happened after that.
I could contact you, James.
All right, back to Sylvester McCoy. Yeah, he's
Also with Thomas Reese K.
James, how the fuck did we go from Sylvester McCoy to bloody Brett Underwood?
Because it was the Ready Salted joke, and we had to try and figure out who it was.
I can contact you.
Ready salted.
Ready Salted Ace!
yeah, and his Ace is I like a lot of the stories with Seventh and Ace, and my favorite televised Seventh Doctor story is a very tough choice between Remembrance and another story, but I think The Curse of Fenric is my
I saw that coming.
Thank
Curse
God
of-
you didn't say Ghostlight.
Can I be honest with all of you? I've never actually seen Ghostlight. I've just heard of its reputation.
Just don't!
Oh God.
It doesn't make a fucking piece of sense!
God rest your fucking soul!
I love The Curse of Fenric for many reasons. The cliffhangers are all excellent. The one reveal where the Russian guy who Ace is in love with turns out to be Fenric, where he has the green eyes, is
Oh
excellent.
no! When he turns out to be one of the wolves of Fenric.
Yeah,
He's a
that
descendant
story
of
is
one of the,
really
one
good.
of the Vikings.
The Hemivores are actually a really good monster, in my opinion. I love the Reverend in it. The one complaint I had, though, was in the original version of the script, it was going to be that the professor wasn't a cripple. He was actually going to be struggling with being gay, and yeah, no, that was because
Just see him in the background. No, you just see him in the background shagging Seven.
no, it was actually because the professor guy Judson was supposed to be like, what the hell was his name? The Enigma dude, the dude who Alan Turing. He was supposed to be like Alan Turing, but they cut it out because it was the 80s and they didn't feel it was suitable, so they changed to him being frustrated over a cripple. Of being crippled, and the Russians in it are great. That story is really dark, and basically all the side
There's only one
characters...
problem I have with the Russians, though, which doesn't make fucking sense.
What? Did they speak English halfway through it?
Yeah.
No, when they first get onto the beach, he goes, "Now everything in English." Like,
Yes!
Yeah,
bitch, what?
but actually they got actual Russian actors to play all the
Exactly.
Russians in it.
That's
I
the
know.
fucking point. Like, why the fuck get Russian actors when you get them to begin with?
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I do love the stuff with Ace and our mum. With the
Yeah,
baby.
Ace-
No, a nan is when the grandmother. The
Yeah,
No,
woman,
but I mean,
the
like
woman.
with the baby, she says.
Oh
like,
yeah, that's the mother.
Yeah.
The baby's a mother. The woman,
Yeah.
obviously, with the baby is a grandmother.
Yeah, and one of my favorite scenes, because I find it so funny for some reason, is like when all the women who in the decipher room just suddenly turn around in their hemophores, and like the 3 soldiers are in the room, 2 of them leave, and the one just stand there stunned, and then he just gets surrounded and eaten. I just love that scene.
Oh
Also,
no! That reminds me that there's only one part I find this to be the saddest part of the whole episode. It's just that the vicar who gets killed.
yeah, I'm so sad when the vicar gets killed.
It's like, you bastards!
It's no. I mean, well, he was an interesting character because he didn't.
He's like the Duggan of the Seventh Doctor.
Yeah, and
Bye, Duggan.
Yeah, and he didn't have faith in, and I think it's because he didn't have faith in God, which got him killed. Because
No, it was because their weakness was love.
no, I thought their weakness was faith. No, their
No, it
weakness
was
is
love.
like having. No, their weakness is they are repelled if you have faith in something. Because the Doctor, when the Seventh was muttering his companion's names, just he has faith in them, and I think the priest lost faith in either the British government or God because of the fact that the British were bombing German children.
There's gotta be faith in you. Have you faith in the Doctor? They call him Pops along as have faith in me. Even though it's Tom fucking Baker.
And so he's my third favorite. My second favorite is Tom Baker because he was actually the first classic Doctor I saw with. I believe the first ever story I watched of him was The Ark in Space. And so he is quintessentially the Doctor. He is good in a lot of his stories, but there are a few where he just doesn't give a shit, and you can tell.
Yeah.
But
I think it's definitely to his end of his run that he's still got loads of energy, but he's just like, oh fuck, Santarans, Daleks.
and it's somewhat in Pyramids of Mars. Like apparently he hated the director or something, but that's
He hated a lot of the directors because I think he took control.
yeah.
There's like some behind the scenes in Shadow, and he's like swearing at the director, saying this fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, because he basically.
Oh yeah! Oh no, I've seen that. He goes, oh, he never fucking banged the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the with Phyllis Hinchcliffe and Robert Holmes were in charge of it. That was some of the best Doctor Who, the dark and gothic stories. He's very good in those. I think when Grant Williams and JNT are in control of the Fourth Doctor, they just can't get him right because with Graham Williams, they make it too much into a stupid pantomime comedy, which works in some cases, but a lot of cases just misfires horribly. And since he hated JNT with a passion, he just basically Tom Baker. He was basically acting like somebody shot his best friend or something. But the Hinchcliffe era had many good classics like Genesis, Talons of Wen Chien,
My favorite episode.
Brain of Morbius, Terror of the Zygons, and Ark in Space. And my favorite Tom Baker story has to be The Seeds of Doom, because of the fact that it's it's one of the stories that like you can sit down and watch it all once. Some of the stories are a bit long and slow, and they take multiple watchings. But Seeds of Doom, once it gets your attention, it fucking keeps it throughout the whole run. Douglas Camfield is one of the best directors in Doctor Who's history, in my opinion. And
wasn't that his last episode?
Yeah, that was his last episode.
Well, he went out with
the Krynoid is a great monster, and Tom's performance is excellent in that one. I love the fact that that's one of the few times where his doctor genuinely gets enraged, which we talked about earlier. And my favorite side character of that story has to be Harrison Chase, and the fact that he's just so good. Like the one bit where "This is my symphony to plants," and he just starts playing that god awful symphony, and the fourth Doctor makes a comment about how much it sucks. And I love how basically Harrison Chase.
I said this music's terrible.
Harrison Chase just loves plants so much. I think he wants to fuck them. In my opinion, he has like an erotic obsession with them. He's just a good character, and the fact that he always has his gloves on whenever he touches humans is a nice touch. And it's just a really good fucking story. And and it's another really dark one where almost all the side characters die, and the jokes in it are really good. I'm also saddened by the fact that the assistant who tries to be nice is the one who turns into the second Krynoid. And my first favorite Doctor, drum roll please, is the man himself. I would term gay for him in a heartbeat.
Hold on, sorry. Hang on a minute, before we go on a minute, oh fuck. Hang on.
Is it who I think it is?
He is the,
hang on, wait a minute, we've got to wait a minute. Yes.
He is the sexiest... He is the
go on.
He is the sexiest Doctor in my opinion. He is I get let's just say I get a big erection whenever he's on screen. It is the man himself. He is the scientific advisor of UNIT. He wears capes and suit jackets all the time.
And still looks completely sexy and a badass.
And it is the man himself, John Pertwee, the third Doctor. I love... that man. He is the best actor to play the Doctor. There's only 2 stories of his which I would say are kind of crap, and they are the Time Monster and the Mutants, and even then, John and Katie they make it watchable. All of his... John Pertwee, his companions are all good. The best is Katie Manning, but his Doctor is great because he is reluctant to be there, and his relation to all the characters is quite excellent. I love the Brigadier Yates, and my favorite member of UNIT, Sergeant John Benton.
Oh, come on.
What? He's
that's what I mean. Can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Benton.
Yeah, Benton's great. His era is like one of the best eras of Doctor Who because there's very few stories which you could say are bad. Unlike a lot of the other Doctors who you could say have glaringly bad stories, John Pertwee doesn't have a glaringly bad story. Like even the 2 ones that I mentioned, they're both watchable. Unlike some of the other Doctors, which I won't get into right now because it's John Pertwee's. He's in
wait. I have to disagree with you there. I know it's not to do with the special effects at all, but it's mainly to do with the story, and it drags for so fucking long. The invasion of the dinosaurs.
How dare you!
How you dare you fucking
idiot! No, I'm joking.
Whoa! No, it's a boring story with a terrible plot line, and it's not got anything to do with the special effects.
I mean, I like the plot line, but I could see why a person
right, guys.
Like it.
Right, do you know what? I'm gonna get a fucking gun license. Get a gun license. We're going to fucking Scotland.
Okay.
I personally disagree, but it's your opinion. I see
Yeah,
why
I
you
mean,
don't like it.
I could see why somebody
Because
would
of the
dislike.
models of the dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Fuck
and
yeah.
that was the last time Shaw.
What was that? Yeah.
In fairness, I don't think I'm allowed to speak about anything or have any controversial opinion since I did have Tennant and Whittaker on my doctor opinion.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I knew.
If you diss John Pertwee in any shape or
No,
form,
I wasn't
you're
dissing John!
no, listen.
David,
If you diss anything related, no, listen. If you diss anything related to John Pertwee, your life will be in fucking danger.
David, listen. John Pertwee is the most fucking sexiest man on the planet, and I want.
John, I'm gonna fucking make you much as big as the.
All right, I'm going to need to get a new box of tissues now. God
He
damn it!
looks-
I will fucking make it.
60 fucking 9!
Look, he looks like Austin Powers,
Oh,
and I
John.
love him to bits, and I've got nothing wrong with him. It's just his stories can sometimes drag.
Yeah, sometimes
Right.
classic Who stories do drag, but
They do.
Can I interrupt a second? Can I interrupt a
Especially the early
second?
ones.
sure.
You don't want to know what I'm doing at the minute when I get the name drop.
Wow.
Let me guess. Let me guess. Your penis is out and you're rubbing it a whole bunch up and down.
Just imagine getting up. I just imagine that the third Doctor's task is a vagina ready to receive it.
But yeah, I think the Third Doctor's best companion is Joe Grant, but I like Liz and
I
like
think they should have had
Liz.
maybe more time.
Yeah, I think Liz would have been interesting if she had a few more seasons. And
It
Sarah
works
Jane.
better with Tom, though.
Yeah, Sarah
There's two reasons why. Offering about Liz Shaw then. What are you on about Liz Shaw? I'm confused now.
I think the main reason why they got rid of her was
Oh, I forgot
because
about Liz Shaw.
the doctor. She was
There's-
very smart. She was very smart. And
No,
the
but
doctor
there's two reasons why. Because one, they won't. Because one, she was too intelligent. Yes.
Yeah.
That's one reason why. And second reason why she was pregnant during filming of the Ambassadors of Death.
She was
I
pregnant.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, she was pregnant for that and
Yeah,
Inferno.
if you watch Ambassadors and watch the scene where she gets flung off the
Yeah, that's a
dam
dude.
at the end of one of the episode. If you listen to the commentary, she says during the filming she was pregnant,
Yeah, she
and
was
was
also,
one of the reasons why she left.
and for Inferno, but she kept it. Yeah, but she kept it a secret. And the best, John, and also like a lot of the unit stories
Hey,
are very.
I've just realised something. I'm like, fucking hell, imagine that. The Doctor comes back to the facility after going back from the parallel universe. Comes like she just sees fucking Liz about 9 months fucking pregnant. It's like, hey, my place to fucking not here.
Yeah,
I think the Brigadier and Liz had to get some company.
no, it was Benton. It was Benton.
Just see baby brigadiers running around the place.
Oh hi, Doctor. I've been.
Oh no, it's like, what am I mean? It's like, Doctor, you're the father. No, it says, Doctor, I got news, what, you're the father. What?
No, it's just like
He's
it's
doing
just like
Doctor Who and Jeremy Kyle special.
The Doctor comes back and the Brigadier.
You know.
The Brigadier's like, oh, hello there, Doctor. I've been busy, but with very personal matters, you might say.
So she gives birth like baby fucking Silurians.
David, Matt Smith and Dave the Doctor. Hold on a second. You remind me of someone. The Brigadier. No, Kate. You remind me of Liz.
His era is also great for having the best master, in my opinion, Roger Delgado. My favorite master story either is the Daemons or the Mind of Evil.
The day.
Oh wait, oh my god! I've just realised something. You know how Kate is Briggs' daughter.
What?
You know how Kate is Briggs' daughter.
Yeah.
What if it's Briggs' daughter and also Liz's daughter?
I think the Brigadier actually has a wife, and we see. I think.
Yeah, but he does.
Oh.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you see him in it's Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Doris is, I think, her name.
Yeah, when he's retired with the old woman.
Yeah, but the best season of Pertwee is season 7, in my opinion. And because you've got so many strong stories,
Yeah,
Doctor.
James, I know I'm interrupting here, but
Mhm.
controversial this, but there's no way the Brigadier could actually have a child if you think about it, because that's 1989 Battlefield. Kate Stewart has got to be in her 30s.
Oh, would Kate have been born during Battlefield?
Oh yeah, she would have been born in 1970s. Therefore, they would probably have a 10-year-old. So she would have to be in her 20s to be in Doctor Who.
The unit dating controversy is a difficult beast to tackle. Thank you, modern undead.
Yes.
Wait, but Liz wasn't born during Battlefield. But Brick was what, like 70 in that?
I think.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah, he's still getting active. Well, Charlie Chaplin was still like having kids when in his 80s.
God, I know he's retired, but like.
Well,
God.
yeah. He's retired.
He's like this. Like, I spent my last few years in the army, and I was now spent the last few years of it shagging.
Yeah, but but
my get stranded in Peru, just him and his wife.
My
it's
favorite.
Like, oh well, we fuck it. Now you up? Do you up?
My favorite.
Get it on, bitch.
My favorite singular moment of John Pertwee was when he realizes that the Brigadier blew up all the Silurians. His reaction to it is just perfect. But my favorite Third Doctor story of all time has to be Inferno. I love that story. I can rewatch that. I love the. Let's just say Inferno makes my kingdom. Let's just say Inferno makes my. Guys, let's just say this: Inferno makes my kingdom come.
Fuck it out!
I think it also makes Liz and the Brigadier come.
Yeah, I love. It's just such a good story. Like Stallman is such a good villain. I like the Primoids or whatever the fuck they're called, the blue people. I was so sad when Benton got turned into one and he's just rolling around on the floor in pain.
Those fucking teeth.
And the fascist alternate British dimension was actually really good and interesting, and that story is very doom-laden, and it does it so fucking well. Because the apocalypse is going to happen in the alternate dimension, and the one bad thing about it is the lava looks like ice cream for that one cliffhanger, but other than...
it does.
And I just love that story. It's so good. It's just a really good story, and I love how the drilling gets steadily louder and louder throughout the story. So the actors are just shouting over it.
That's the one thing that slightly pissed me off about the story is just the noise getting louder and louder, and just at the end, it's just John Pertwee just shouting.
Yeah, it's just I just really do enjoy that story, though. It's a really good story, in my opinion. It is the best classic Who story. In my opinion, but yeah, so those are my top 5 favorite Doctors.
Wait, David, you said that if I pissed off anything to do with John, but I'm just being serious here. Are you seriously going to sit there and tell me that his TARDIS was a good interior? I don't give a shit about the budget. Are you seriously going to tell me the interior was good?
What story? Which one you're talking about?
The Time Monster one.
Well, I mean, for literally any, maybe not the Colony in Space TARDIS, but the one with the fucking bull roundels.
I like that TARDIS.
Alright, I actually like it. I'm not saying it's the best one, but I actually don't mind it.
Well, if you class as a TARDIS, what about the Inferno one? The console room in a fucking garage.
What?
That's my favorite TARDIS.
Hang on. Sorry.
I'm joking.
Hang on, sorry. That's like saying, the Valiant is a regeneration of the Doctor, when he's not.
But I think
that the Dream Lord is...
Right.
Fun fact...
I get it out of the fucking way, because I'm recorrecting this from what Ace Creeper said when he first did his ranking of the console rooms. The Inferno Season 7 TARDIS is not a fucking console room, because it's said by the fucking Doctor himself that he's disconnected the console from the interior, so therefore he can work on it. And he said it... I don't know, when he fucking said it, but he said it fucking clearly.
Right, In that case, I want to apologise because it's been a while since I've seen Inferno, so I'm very sorry.
And
Now,
also,
one thing,
that's the
my
last
favourite TARDIS of all time is the Season 10 console room. So it's the 3 Doctors to Planet the Daleks.
Oh, that one's good. I have to admit, that one's...
That one, my favorite is the 5 Doctors, the one that was in the 5 Doctors and Beyond.
Yes!
Another
Like,
thing,
Walker
one
Davison's
thing though,
incredible.
there's one thing I'm kind of an irritation with the Season 10 console room. When it appears for the second time, for some reason it's got a fucking flat pack IKEA bed.
Oh yeah, so it does. Well, I suppose the Doctor needs somewhere to...
But yeah, I think it'd be take the much logical thing. I wouldn't sit in the fucking console room.
I mean, I suppose he doesn't want to get too far from the set controls in the middle of the night.
Because otherwise you'd be like Colin Baker all over again. Oh wait.
Carrot juice, carrot juice,
He
carrot
didn't
juice.
regenerate from carrot juice nor hitting his head in the console.
Oh yeah, it was like the Ronnie's attack on the
It was
TARDIS.
when the Rani pulled him down to the planet, which time in the shite was thingy. But it was actually the radiation on the atmosphere was only toxic, not to humans, but to Time Lords, and that's what made them regenerate.
No, it wasn't. When the TARDIS was attacked and poisonous gas was released,
That's it.
and Six said the gas was only poisonous to Time Lords.
My apologies, I thought it was the atmosphere gas.
No, the clip of it is on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, heard it. Well, I've got the box set.
And
Yeah, I have it on download.
I don't think this is true or not, but I think as somebody on Big Finish mentioned that they were considering animating some of their audios.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
That would be interesting. Though the one thing I like
One
about
animated audio I've seen though is what's it called? Death Comes to Time.
Oh yeah, that one was weird. Like it established its own lore, which I don't think is
I think
canon.
a lot of people would get a lot more interested in Big Finish anime. Because I think
Because obviously,
some of the issues people have with Big Finish
as
is that
James just said, Death Comes to Time literally said "fuck you" to the 8th Doctor and literally ended Doctor and the 7th Doctor because he dies at the end of the audio.
So
He literally dies, basically sacrifices himself.
I mean, you can think, but you can make in your. It's cool how Doctor does this. You in your head, you could basically make your own canon. If you want, like, in
Alright,
your
saying
head.
Doctor Who can't go on without John Pertwee.
Basically, yes.
Or make the Doctor Who rather than a Time Lord, making him a sex lord.
Oh yeah, John Pertwee though.
I mean, I think half of the majority of the Doctors are already that.
Oh yeah, Tom Baker didn't he one time have sex with a fan cosplaying as him?
What? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, and Patrick Troughton was like had 2 families that he kept a secret about it, and he kept like the family's existence secret from one another. So he was supporting 2 families throughout his entire run of Doctor Who, and he was so good at keeping the secret that not even his own mother found out.
Where does that come from? I've never heard that once before in
on.
my entire life.
Oh, let me look it up.
And hang on, speaking about Patrick Troughton, do you know have you seen Curse of Paladon? Alright,
Yeah.
I think everybody here says. Do you know the guy who plays is it the King of Paladon or something? Like the blonde fucker?
Yeah, that was one of
Or
Patrick
Force-
Troughton's son.
Yeah, the one who falls in love with Joe Grant. That's one of Patrick
Oh,
Troughton's
yeah.
sons.
Is it?
Yeah,
And then one of his other sons comes to Doctor Who in
The Last Christmas?
Last Christmas.
yeah, and
Yeah,
a lot of
that's what I was about to
Oh
say.
yeah, you know,
Um,
Alien. This is
Oh,
like
yeah,
an Alien.
Alien
guy.
That's really offensive. No wonder they keep on attacking you.
and
Yeah.
both of his sons have appeared in quite a few Big Finish stories.
Have they?
Oh, I didn't even know this. So, I think James, you might have heard this. It's a UK comedy series, The In-Betweeners.
Yeah. UK
There
one's
was an
better.
American. Yeah, the American reboot just sucked.
Well, the American reboot of
American.
most things suck.
Yeah, that's a good
The
point.
Office. The Office seems to be a popular reboot.
Yeah, The Office
But,
is about who left.
Yeah, I forgot what his name is. Is it Blake Harrison? He plays Neil in The In-Betweeners.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because he was in a 5th Doctor Big Finish recently.
Oh, also the guy who plays oh fuck, I want to say Jake. It's not Jake. The one who tells all the
Jay.
bullshit. Who?
Jay. I forgot his
Jay.
name.
That's it.
What the fuck's his name?
The guy who plays.
Oh my
Jay,
God.
He's apparently meant to be in series 12.
I know, his name's at the top of my fucking head. Hang on. I'm gonna find this because otherwise it's gonna cock me over.
Anthony Ainley. No, I'm joking.
Oh no, shit.
Oh no, wait, he's
Seriously.
dead.
Wait, have we finished
Oh,
the
no,
podcast now? Or we
Mastercard.
just bambling on?
Mastercard. Has anybody seen Mastercard?
Oh, I think we're still recording.
Hang
Yeah,
on,
we're still
here we
recording.
are.
Oh god, I
James
thought we were
Buckley.
finished.
James Buckley.
Oh my.
James Buckley's his name.
So real quick, do you guys want to do outros? Do you guys want to do an
Yes.
outro?
Yeah, we must
okay.
go. Okay. Okay, give me a second.
What's this gonna be a John Pertwee 6 noise?
Okay, so. Oh shit, they're coming for me.
They found your
Like your
weed.
John Pertwee stuff.
Okay.
Okay, now we have reached the end of the episode. We hope that you enjoyed and hopefully don't scrap the living shit out of this cringe fest. So now for me, it is goodbye. Now we shall talk to the other people and see what their outros are.
Come on.
Goodbye, my dear. and the moment has not been prepared for.
For fuck's sake. Anyway, I'm not going to do that again. Anyway, there's a more reasonable outro. Right, that is the end of episode 1. If this doesn't go anywhere, this is just going to be the only episode uploaded. Hopefully not.
In the words of a fantastic doctor, I don't want to go, but please, I swear to God, please don't hurt me with any whovians.
Right, again, I'm going to get a weapons license to come right to fucking Scotland. I'm not.
You know what? On that
Anyway.
In that note, guys, we're going to be next episode, having a debate about series 11.
No.
See you then. Yes, we are.
I don't want to Robert, I don't want to debate Series 11. I don't want to debate a Series 11 that early. We do that
If I
at the
give
end.
my point of view on series 11 for the next video, will you please let me back into
I
the
think
Sure.
I think next week or next episode, sorry. I think we should do something different. How about merchandise?
They'll just be you showing off your collection.
David, I've got the perfect one for us!
Right, guys,
Controversial
we're going to
opinion.
give you a surprise for what we'll do next episode. But until then, goodbye from me, and James needs to do his outro.
Goodbye.
In the famous words of a very good doctor, carrot juice.
Right,
And-
goodbye, my dear.
Goodbye.
I don't want to go.
Take that back. It's the end, but the moment's been prepared for. Oh no, wait, fuck! 100th already said that. God damn it. Okay. Bye.
The moment has not been prepared for.
Adrit, is that you?
What? Get level fire!
No, that's Caves of Androzani. Zani.
Right, sorry about that. My dad
I'll never know if I was
interrupted.
right.
I'm interrupted there. So, how was that then?
Good.
I think we're still recording.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. We're still fucking recording. Shit.
Bye-bye, Duggan!